Alright guys, it's kind of bright out here, but I'm out here in my truck at the shop. Finna check the coolant. I don't see nothing on the tab. Pretty good to me. Check this little dipstick right here. Now that we kind of got this down to a science, see if we got some coolant in there. Looks like it's dry again. Yep, it's dry. So I ain't gonna start it up. Definitely ain't got no coolant in there. So I'm not gonna fire it up. I'm gonna go to Walmart and get some coolant before I do that. I don't know how much coolant is in there. Obviously, it's been pulled out in the shop. They didn't refill it back up, obviously. But they said the problem. Man, let me see if I can climb up here. Put my stick down. They said the problem was not the hoses that they replaced. Alright, let's see if I can climb up here. Man, y'all ever tried to climb on top of a truck? God damn. Alright, there we go. So, we up here now. Man, this sun is definitely an issue. Alright guys, you gotta excuse the sun. So I just pulled the dipstick. This is what I'm seeing. Man, the sun is kind of bright out here. So I'm seeing this light up top, dark at the bottom. And it's obviously it's dripping off the dipstick a little bit. Which I saw right there. So it could be cool and mixing with the oil, but I'm not sure. Not a mechanic, just telling you what I see. So let me wipe it off, because I haven't wiped it off yet. Let me wipe it off. Alright, so this is after I wiped it off. Sun is bright today, still dripping off a little bit as y'all can see. So we do got it dripping. Not sure if that's an indicator that it could be coolant mixing with the oil. Let's put it back in after I wipe it off. Give me a sec. Alright, so I just added 1 gallon of coolant. I'm gonna check it now. Might still be bone dry. It's got just a little on the very end, so it's somewhere in the middle right in here. So I'm gonna add 1 more gallon, and that should fill it up. Maybe, I don't know, we finna find out. Got my 2 gallons right here. With, of course, this time we got a funnel. So I just put this gallon in here right here. I'm gonna open this one up and add this in, start up the truck, and see what we can find. I'll just start it up where it's at right now, because I don't know if this truck gonna sit right here until Monday, because I'm blocked in, so I can't blocked in, so I can't like take the truck to my next shop. So by the way, that's my car over there. But yeah, I'm blocked in, so I can't go nowhere. And this shop is closed on the weekend, so only thing I can do is come up here and examine them. But really, both well. My other shop open on Saturdays, but they close at noon, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, put this funnel back in here. Pull this right back up in now. Yeah, what I was telling y'all, you see this hose right here? So like, when the coolant is up here because it's overfilled, this is the drain hose. So when it's overfilled, it comes down this line and out the truck onto the ground, as y'all can see. So when I was pouring my coolant like an idiot, I thought I thought when I was seeing coolant coming out that it was filled on the inside, but not actually. When I pour coolant in right here, as it goes down, it comes down that line. So that's why when this funnel is here, there's nothing leaking out. So that's what that's all about. So I can't do this and hold the phone, so I'm about to come back. Alright, so I added another gallon. We're finna check again. Sound like it was getting up there. Okay, now it's cooling on the dipstick, as y'all can see. So it's definitely got enough to go ahead and start. If anything, it'll probably take, it ain't gonna take a whole gallon. We're just gonna consider that good enough for right now. So once again, nothing on the cooling cap, no type of materials, basically dry. So we're gonna put that back on now like that, so the system can pressurize. Okay, so there we go. That's filled. Now I told y'all it was two hoses, these two hoses right here. Told y'all they was in a closed position, and I opened it. Well, when I found my owner operator friend, when we met up at the truck stop, I let him know. I said, hey man, these was in a closed positions where they supposed to be open. And he was telling me that these actually go to my heater. One goes to the sleeper, one goes to the cab. So if you follow the lines, you can see one is going to the back and one is going to the front. So when I opened it, that's when I hear heat in the truck. So I thought that this cooling line, I thought it actually came through the back of here and circled back around, coming through here and down through these pipes and on into the truck. So that was my bad. That was not the case at all. So I opened both of them and I hear heat. And also when I did that, the system started pressurizing again. Another thing he told me to do is I got a couple of hoses. This big hose right here, if you squeeze it, you can see it's empty. There's no coolant inside this big hose coming out the cap. Now when I start the truck up and the coolant run through it, you know, this metal piece right here, but you shouldn't be able to really squeeze it. See, I can squeeze it all the way because it's empty, but once I fire up the truck and get the coolant circulating, you know, that won't be the case, okay? So that's something else I learned. So finna start up the truck, see if we see any white smoke coming out the exhaust pipe. Like I said, I added 2 gallons of coolant. Now that's 2 gallons from, we put 4 gallons in when I met up with him. That was around the Mount Vernon, Texas area. I take that back. I woke up, I entered inside of Arkansas, and it was the first Love's. I think it was like exit 10, I want to say it was a Love's. Yeah, it's the first Love's, but I met him there. Well, it might have been like exit 30 or something, actually, I don't know. But whatever that was, that's when I added the 4 gallons of coolant. And that's when I found out, you know, about that hose and the fact that I didn't have enough coolant in there, because at the time I only put when I got to the ship, I only put a half a coolant in there, you know, half a gallon, because I thought it was filled up because of that drain hose. So once we put 4 gallons in there, I made it all the way home without it overheating or without it stopping. So I just added 2 gallons. So from the time we was at that truck stop to now, it's only went through 2 gallons of coolant poured out. So, you know, I just filled it up. And I'm engine and start it up and see what's going on. I just showed y'all the dipstick. And so back here, man, I hate the fact that the sun is so bright back here, but if we come back here, I can't really get my bag. I pressed the wrong button. I can't really get my phone in here, but y'all can see this is where the coolant is running downwards onto the ground, and I thought it was coming between the block and the heads right there. That's where I thought it was coming out from, but I can't really tell what's above this. See, but you got a plate right here, and then on above you have, okay, right there, you see right there, that's where that pipe is that they just installed, the gray pipe. That one right there, that's the one that they just installed that runs along the EGR cooler. Now, I don't know if this pipe runs down into the engine or not, but when I got to the other side of the engine and I climbed on top, I just noticed, it was actually wet above that. I don't have a napkin with me. Let me grab a napkin right quick so I can wipe that area off. But I noticed it was wet. Andrew got his gloves and stuff, his coronavirus gloves. Probably shouldn't have said that word. This video might not ever make it on YouTube now. Call it COVID-19. Oh man. The truck is not burning oil. I haven't added any oil whatsoever. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. All right. Okay, let's get up in here. All right, so hopefully y'all can see, but you see how it's wet right there? I'm thinking wherever that wet spot is, that's where it's starting from, and it's running down alongside the block. But I can't, there's no space for me to get back there to see. Plus, I can't even see on the camera because the sun is so bright, I can't see my phone screen. So I'm hoping I got it on camera. But I'm going to try to wipe that area off before I start the truck up. And we're going to see if it get back wet right there. So I got a napkin right here. And should have used the rag, but we're going to see if we can. Perhaps, okay, I think I got it. I got it a little bit. Okay, it's mostly dry now for the most part. It's just a drip left. So when I fire up the engine, if it indeed is get back wet right there, we know that it is above that pipe. Now, the mechanic at this shop, they told me it's a blown head gasket, okay? Coming from this last cylinder back here, cylinder number 6. And that's the information I got right now. They said it's not this pipe they just installed. It's a blown head gasket. Now, how they came to that conclusion, I don't know. But all I know is they just put in this pipe right here. And, you know, I took a load, started pouring coolant. So I'm doing a little bit of investigation, okay? So let's fire up the truck, see what happened. It's got coolant, it's got oil. Okay. Okay. Starters fit, so it should just shouldn't have to prime it or anything. I don't know. Hopefully it's got enough volts, right? See if y'all can see the exhaust stack. As y'all can see, there's no white smoke, nothing coming out the exhaust whatsoever. I'm gonna let it warm up though, and see if maybe I can warm up or something, some white smoke come out, but I don't see nothing. Didn't see nothing coming down here, don't see nothing now. Let me check the gauges. check engine light, no stop engine light. Batteries are good. So we're gonna let that run. So it's already beginning to leak. All right, so I gotta watch the replay because I couldn't, when I put the phone back out, I couldn't see if it was leaking or not. So I'm finna stop this, watch the replay. Let me turn the engine off for a second. Like I said, I couldn't see because the fan was running so hard. I didn't want to, drop the phone or nothing. But let me get back up here and see if it's wet. Okay, so it's not wet. Don't look wet to me. And some of this is from the fan blowing coolant back, I spilled some coolant a little bit, that's why it's all wet up here. But whatever the issue is, like I said, there's no white smoke whatsoever coming out the exhaust, and I can't really tell if it's cooling on the dipstick or not. I know some of y'all probably will want me to do the bubble test with a bottle of water, put this in there and see if it bubbles. I didn't have a bottle of water. Now, the truck is not broke down. It's not really down for the count. Technically, if I wanted to, I could keep the coolant fuel and continue running. But I don't know if that would do more damage or not, especially because I don't know what the problem is. But like I said, it's been diagnosed as a head gasket failure. Now, what I will say is, I called SoCal back when, remember I broke down the first time at the shipper, and before I started that live feed, I called SoCal and I told him, I said, hey man, look, it was a boat. It was a boat sitting on top of my starter. It was sitting right there. Okay, and there was a piece of a gasket also. Now, I told SoCal, I said, man, I got a boat and a gasket sitting on top of my starter, but I didn't know where it came from. Like, I didn't, and I kept the boat, but I don't know what the hell I did with the gasket. I think, well, I didn't see the gasket. The dude that was fixing the starter, he picked the gasket up from somewhere in this area. I guess he kept it, but I can't remember what he did with the gasket, but it came from somewhere, okay? And I don't know where, because I don't even know where it's at right now. Let me make sure I didn't put it back in the truck. I'm almost certain he threw it away. I don't know where the boat came from though. I got the boat. It's not a head boat. Give me a second. Okay. Well, I even still got the boat. Okay, there's the boat right there. Y'all see that boat right there? That's my oil change rads and shit. Okay. So this was the boat that was sitting on top of the starter. It's definitely not a head boat. It's not long enough. But I don't know where this boat came from. Came from somewhere. But that gasket piece, I don't know where on earth that's at. It's not in here though. Yeah, it's not in here though. But yeah, that's what I was telling Soka. I was like, hey man, but I kind of blew it off because I didn't know where in the hell it came from. And I still don't know where it came from. But it definitely was a piece of a gasket that had broken off from somewhere on that side of the engine. Now, I'm not losing power. I'm just losing coolant, not losing oil, just coolant. The truck is not overheating. It never went over 200 degrees or nothing like that. I mean, yeah, when I start up, the fan is on now because it's sucking all that coolant down. I'm assuming, right? Not a mechanic. But as y'all can see, oil is fresh. And I don't know where it's coming from. That's why I think it's coming between the block and the head right there, right in the middle. I'm thinking it's coming right below there. But it could be coming from upwards and coming down. It's so hard to get in here because this exhaust is so fucking hot. And the sun is so bright that it makes it hard for me to be able to see what exactly I'm looking at. But it's kind of dry above. Yeah, see, what I'm seeing is it's definitely looking like it's coming from between here because it's dry above and I can kind of see coolant in between. See, I can kind of see coolant in between the crack. And it would kind of make sense that maybe the gasket came from there and is leaking outwards instead of inwards. But I'm not a mechanic, so I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Now this mechanic here, he said, hey man, it's the number 6 cylinder head. It's the head gasket on this passenger side, the last one in the back, leaking down. And like I said, the pipe, I thought it was the pipe. I don't know if that pipe runs down. It could just end right there. You see, I know some of y'all were saying it could be this EGR cooler right here, which I have no idea how to check the EGR cooler, but this is the exhaust manifold. Damn, that's kind of hot too. This is the EGR cooler right here. It's all dry up here. Now keep in mind, this engine has not had an engine wash whatsoever, so hard to tell what the fuck is dry and what's wet. It's definitely, that right there is definitely fresh though. Let me start the engine back up. Probably gotta let it warm up. Watch the exhaust pipe. So I let it warm up, let some of this oil pressure drop in there and see what happened from now. But like I said, it's already leaking right now as it's running. The engine fan not on now, so I guess it's sucked enough cooling down. So right now that's running normal. No check engine lights, no stop engine lights, no loss of power, nothing yet. No white smoke. I'm gonna idle it up in a second, but I'm gonna let it warm up first. Let me go look for this leak again. Alright, so now that I got it started and I was able to go back over there, it is coming from between the block and the head, so it probably is a gasket. And I'm thinking, that's definitely where it's coming from. It's not coming from above that area, but when it was running, I definitely seen it. I'm pretty sure y'all seen it too on camera. So maybe it's just not leaking enough to necessarily do damage to the engine just yet, but that's definitely where it's leaking from right there. It's not coming from above. It's definitely not coming from that pipe. It's coming from right in between now. So I'm thinking that piece of gasket broke off and fell down, and that's where it came from. But it's leaking outside, so it's not necessarily causing an issue yet other than cooling loss. Because once I turn the engine off, it slows down the leak. So I can definitely get it to my other shop. And now I don't know if that's the head gasket. I'm just assuming that's what they said here. Now they don't do head gasket work here. My other shop that did my bottom engine rebuild, that's what they do now. But I'm just trying to make sure that that's the problem. So far we're looking at a 25-hour job, and since they're gonna take the heads off and resurface everything, and what else they say they're gonna do? They're gonna put the new style of head gaskets on, but since they're gonna open up this part of the engine, I'm trying to see for 25 hours are they gonna just put the gasket on and keep the old parts, or are they gonna put new parts also? I don't know, because I'm still waiting on a quote. So far we're looking at about $6,000 is what I want to say. The labor, 25 hours at $145 an hour, it's like $3,600 plus parts. I don't know what the parts is, but if they're gonna open up the engine, might as well do a top engine rebuild also. So that's where we at so far. I thought I'd shoot this video, let y'all know what's going on. The bottom of the engine already been rebuilt. It's just the top of the engine has not been rebuilt, but that's where we at so far. Now this particular shop here, I don't have no problems with these pipes. You know, now I see where the water is leaking from. The guy's probably right. They just poured it in, put a flashlight to it, saw that water leaking down right there, and said, hey, look, that's the problem right there. So I'm pretty sure, you know, judging from where I'm seeing, because I see it coming straight out between right now, so it's definitely not their fault. Like I said, the gasket here, I seen the gasket with my own eyes. I told SoCal over the phone, I said, hey man, I got a piece of a gasket sitting on my starter and a bolt. Now I still don't know where the bolt came from, and neither do I know where the gasket came from. And I don't have the gasket to show y'all. I don't know why the fuck, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but it was definitely a gasket for sure. It was straight gasket, you know. and it was about broken off. It was probably about this big. So, but yeah, it was definitely a gasket for sure. And as thin as it was, I'm assuming it slid out from right there. But I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. I don't know. So more than likely, top engine rebuild is what we're looking for. And assuming, I don't know what y'all gonna say in the comments, but if I'm gonna get this done, which I'm just waiting on the quotes to come back so we can get it done. But if I do need to replace the gasket, I want to know what other parts should I replace if we're gonna take this apart. Okay, so that's where we at so far. Like I said, it's leaking. No signs of leaking. I don't know if it's cooling in that oil. Y'all let me know in the comments, but it's definitely no white smoke coming up out of there. And that hose is still flat too. So, all right, man, let me show y'all. That hose right there. Still can squeeze it all the way, so it's not filled with coolant. I'm thinking the coolant already been sucked down, so it probably can take some more. Probably need another 2 gallons. I know when I get ready to drive it up to the shop on Monday. So that's where we at. I thought I'd shoot this video for everybody to